We have a 2009 Toyota Sienna LE, and as you can see, had a run-in, damaged the back, broke the glass. It's definitely much cheaper to simply replace it all with this. Same color, but notice this is Toyota Sienna XLE. The XLE comes standard with a power lift, and that made it rather interesting. So I'm going to save you a lot of time and show you all the tricks. This is where the power lift connected. That's not needed. So first of all, these guys were bolted to the sides. You can actually see the dirt marks where these were right up there. And because they were there, I actually couldn't close the hatch at all. The top of this would bump this air spring. So we unscrewed those, and then I couldn't get to the connectors at the junkyard, so I just taped them hanging here in front and shut the car that way. When we took this off, we chose to leave the hinge intact and just undo those two bolts. I think that was ideal. Of course, we had to get what's going through here clean and clear. These are best taken off not by trying to remove the rubber. There's a piece of plastic under it, but by getting one screwdriver underneath all that, so it's lifting just a little, lifting it, and then you come in here and there are 4 clips on the 4 sides, and you use a screwdriver to just push those clips in gently. And you do the same for this one, which has all the electrical. So this one you just disconnect right here, the hose for the windshield washer fluid. This one, these wires, you'll have to unbolt this, and then get in here and disconnect wires. The closest one and the furthest away one, which is tucked up in there, they both, you release them. Let me see if I can show you. By pushing that little clip. Sorry, right there. You just push that, and things are getting in the way, and then it'll slide out. So that's how you get it off. You undo those wires and they'll come right up and out here. You undo that hose and it comes up and out. Getting the springs off is not hard. There is a clip here that you'll get your screwdriver on and just pry it so that you can pop this out. You just pull it, it'll pop out on both sides. What really got tricky was the wiring is slightly different. It turns out this is exactly the same. You do have this extra thing, and this is where this thing, oh sorry, it connected here. And so I took those off both sides, you can see. But you could really just, where they come out is right through here. You could just cut those wires. And that would save you from actually having to pull off the plastic panels. because the magic that has to be done happens on this gray wiring harness or connector, whatever you call it. And I'm going to show you what's got to be done on the old one. Okay, so this gray wiring harness, you're going to need something like a pin, a thin metal pin, and then you need something to pop up this white plastic piece, because there's two things that hold these wires in. And the change I had to make was this green wire that has a black stripe up it and these gray bands. If you look at the numbers down here, it's got 0, 1, and then the blank, 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 7, 8. So that pin was actually in 2, and I needed to move it to 4. This bundle, these 6 wires, the 3 in front, 3 in back, those were all the same. But this pin here was in the wrong place. And like I said, you gotta lift this up on both sides, otherwise you're not gonna be able to get it loose. And then you take your needle, and the slot that looks kind of like a T shape, what you're gonna do is take the needle and ride it in that slot that's T-shaped. You're gonna ride it along the metal connector that's on the end of this wire. I'm looking at the wrong slot, sorry. So it's the middle. It needs to go into this, when you look at the small slots, into this middle one. You're gonna find it sitting here on the end of the small slots. Now to get it loose, you ride the needle along the wire and you'll hit some resistance, and then you're gonna pry up towards yourself and at the same time pull the wire out. Now pay attention to the orientation when you pull this out so you don't get it twisted. But it comes out like that, and then you can slide it into any slot and it will lock in place. So it goes right there. Like I was saying, if you look at these small slots, it's the middle. And once you're in, remember to snap down that white piece again, and then check it that the wire's held. You know, it'll wiggle just a little bit backward and forward, but it is not going to come out. So that's got to be done here. And the other things you got to do are disconnect the battery and then actually start the car. Those took me a little while to figure out. So I had disconnected my positive side simply because it was easier for me to get the tool I had in my hands on there. If you are working on the positive side, be careful that your metal tool does not make a short circuit by touching from this post to the metal of the car body or the motor, because those are attached to the negative terminal or ground terminal. But I did have to disconnect the battery and force the brain of the car to reboot itself, basically. I just gave it a few seconds off, but I also took my key and turned the ignition inside the car so that any residual electricity in the system would get gone. Reconnected that, and then I got in my car and I actually let me just say this. Changing the battery made it where the latching mechanism would actually pull the door in, but the button wouldn't open the door. And it wasn't until I put my key in, started my car up, left it running, that the back door actually released. It unlatched when I pushed the button. I'm just going to show you what I mean. So Disconnecting and reconnecting the battery made it so that when this is engaged, the motor kicks in and clamps it in tight. But at that point, I still couldn't come here and push the button and get it to release. I actually had to disconnect the car battery and then reconnect it and then start the car, and then everything started working. So that should save you a lot of time if you, like me, are taking a car that did not have a power lift and installing a door that came with the power lift, or a tailgate that came with the power lift. So, good luck with your projects, and may this video be a time saver to somebody out there.